のんちゃん？
Her lips twisted a little when she heard her say it.
のんちゃんか。
It made her mad to hear herself called that. She felt heat rising from the bottom of her stomach. It was time to begin.
本当に悪かったわね。こんなところに呼び出して。ね、おのえ。のんちゃん？
I really hope that she's being used as a pawn as well. I don't want her to be the big mastermind behind it all. Did she realize that Crusoe was using a different name? And did she sense something instinctively? Jerica repeated herself, this time with a suspicious look on her face. She tried to get closer, but a glance from Crusoe stopped her. Jerica froze.
答えなさい。あなたなの？何が？答えなさい。
Crusoe repeated her words to her former best friend, the one person outside the family that she called by her first name. But Jerica's expression didn't change. It was the same face Crusoe knew so well, the same look as when Jerica bought a crab and was wondering what was inside. Thinking back, the two of them went shopping together all the time. Onoe had insisted that she looked fine without makeup, and Crusoe had insisted on buying her some anyway. It had been a lot of fun, and they were always together in the club. She had argued against Dagger's reckless plans, and stopped Kazuki from pounding the walls, and the two of them had always been amazed at the stupid things Ito said. But they had always been laughing together. But
第一の事件。あそこにいたのはあなたよね。わかんないよ、のんちゃん。さっきから何を。映像に音が入ってた。私のよく知ってる音がね。
in the Don't Look at Me video, she'd heard that strange sound that Serica's girl Froggy made. Serica had a bad habit of unconsciously fiddling with it whenever she was focusing on something. Mrs. took a step forward to stop herself from falling over. So, if Serica was focused when she pressed that strap, and that strap sound coincided with its chops, and does that mean that she is a gigalomaniac whose power is mind control? I'm glad at Serica, with a challenge in her eyes. That's right. Russo was glaring at Serica.
ちょっとのんちゃん。答えなさいって言ってるでしょ。
Serica staggered back at the sound of her loud footsteps. Finally, her expression changed. There was fear in it.
ユイは私たちの家族から消えてしまった。死んでしまったの。もう帰ってこないの。どうしてあんなことをしたの。
Sarika stayed quiet, the terrified expression still on her face. Was she really terrified by Crusoe? Or was she trying to fool her? Or... or maybe my split personality theory didn't apply to Crusoe but to Sarika instead? Then again, I thought that's a ditzy way of behaving concealed her smart self. I don't know what to call it. Maybe it was just a facade. Crusoe took another step forward.
8年前のあの日、あの病院の地下にあなたはいたの？タクルと一緒に本当にいたの？答えられないわよね。だってあなたは絶対にあそこにはいなかったもの。それは私が一番よく知ってる。それじゃあ、あなたは一体誰
Crusoe's question was something she had wondered about ever since Onoe had said she's gone into that basement with him. It was the one last thing she had been unsure of, which she had kept quiet about to protect her own secret. Or maybe I said that maybe Onoe was Minamisawa Senuki's sister, but maybe she's Minamisawa Senuki herself. Until a little while ago, it had seemed like it didn't matter. She was willing to go her whole life without finding out, because Onoe Serika was someone she loved. But now...
言いなさい。あなたは誰
But Serika said nothing. Not a word. Does she really not know anything? The thought crossed her mind for a moment, but she quickly kicked it away. It was just what she wanted to believe. She'd had suspicions about Serika for a long time, but she'd ignored them because she was too afraid to ask. And the result of that had been Yui's death. Crusoe raised her hands and brought them together, as if offering up a prayer. I can't imagine how Crusoe must feel that she didn't act on her suspicions and because of that Yui had died. And the next moment... Seriously? Seriously? Is everyone a gigolomaniac here? They brought him down, hard and straight, as if swinging a sword. I like how the biggest surprise here is that Crusoe is a gigolomaniac herself. That's the bigger surprise than Serika being the culprit, or at least involved in the murders. Serika moved back just a little. A movement might have looked like pure reflex, but Crusoe didn't miss it. Which meant...
やっぱりそうなのね。
That was the answer to everything.
そうだったのね。
Oh damn, her eyes. Serika's face became blank and expressionless. She didn't frown or sigh at her own failure. Her manner became that of a beautiful doll.
セリ
was right. She'd been ready for it, but she still couldn't help but cry. She tried to stop herself. She grit her teeth. But Serika's gaze wasn't fixed on her anymore. She stood, legs apart, as if judging the distance between herself and the thing in the seemingly empty space between them.
間違いない。
She saw it. And now, it was Serika's turn to look into her eyes. Her eyes were different than Grusu had ever seen before. It was as if they saw everything.
違う。
Suddenly, Grusu knew it wasn't just a smile. What? Smile? Her eyes did see everything. That was telepathy. A terrible twisted power which exposed all of your most treasured secrets. She heard the sound of herself clenching her jaw, and then she forgot the tears and turned herself over to the rage that was boiling within her. It had been 6 years since she'd rebooted it, and it was almost sad how easily it came into her hand. A D-sword, a monstrous blade that only those with the powers to make delusions real could wield. How did that earthquake and white light create more kikalomaniacs? She refused to look away from the light that she had never wanted to see again, and she pointed the blade at her opponent.
あなたよね。南沢千里を使っていたのは。
お前に言われたくないよ、クルスノノ。
Her voice made Grusu shiver. Oh wow. That almost looks like some kind of gunblade. These two designs are really cool, both of them. And the blade even more wicked. Then her voice appeared to Serika's hands, opening like a blooming, poisonous flower. It was beautiful. For a moment, she was blinded by the beauty of the weapon. She forgot that it threatened to cut her into her soft flesh. Serika leapt off the ground. The distance between them was closed in an instant. Lucy brought down her own sword as hard as she could, not even time to follow her movements. And as she screamed,
ごめんね。
you could hear her voice. By the time she realized she was talking to Takeru, it was already too late. I need a moment. Of course, if Serika's power is telepathy, it's obvious she can read minds. And it's obvious she knows what move Grusu is going to make. light flashed in front of her, as if driving the thoughts from her mind. Why, Serika? The same thought kept going through my head, like I was an idiot. I couldn't think. Why? What was she doing in the murder scene? And why is everyone a gigglomaniac? This laugh I caught in my throat as I moaned in pain. It took a lot of effort to keep myself from falling over. Damn it. I didn't have time to waste here. I stopped as I heard a sound. I was in front of a familiar place, but it wasn't the one I'd been coming to. I was on my way from Overdorm to Serika's condo, Daikanyama. I saw something strange in the corner of my eye. I looked up at the school building. The school at night was an imposing sight, and on top, I could see a feeble light, like a fluorescent bulb that was about to burn out. I started to run, dragging my feet toward as I went. I mean, Serika, as a telepath. Her opponents would never stand a chance in the fight. I raced up the stairs of the building without even bothering to take off my shoes. The lights in the yard illuminated my face with a sudden rhythm as I ran. But that light was something different. That strange still light. I made it to the top of the stairs and slammed straight into the door. I yanked it open, trying my best not to think about what I just found beyond. The first thing I saw wasn't the light of the D-sword, but the red. My heart beat loudly once, and then all was silence. Oh my god, there was blood on the ground. I didn't feel anything at all. It was as if I'd totally frozen at what I'd seen. She was lying on the ground in front of me. Her clothes were red. Someone was in front of her, looking over their shoulder at me. No, not someone. I knew her, but she looked different than I'd ever seen her before. And the deadly weapon in her hands made me shiver. It's just her sword. Doesn't look like a sword per se, but more like some kind of a spike. And that weapon was deeply I knew this would happen. I said in the previous parts that they would just try to get the Takaru more and more, so when Kurusu left, I knew it was to lure her out in order to get the Takaru. But this still hurts. Because I don't understand why. And I just keep hoping that Serika is also being controlled somehow. A strong wind blew towards the open door. It was as if someone was trying to push me back in. As if they were trying to get me away from the threat in front of me. She'll kill you too. Run away, now. Was the voice I heard an illusion? Or was it the person I cared about? Suddenly, all sound disappeared. I had heard like hell. I ignored it. All the doubts I had, all the feelings that had told me it was a lie, I left them all behind me. Behind? It was only when I saw that the distance between us was closing rapidly that I realized I had started running. A meaningless scream poured from my throat. I could tell from the way my throat was vibrating that I couldn't hear the sound at all. I kept running. Everything seemed to be passing by in slow motion. I felt a pulsing in my brain. My hand reached out for nothing at all. Until now, I'd never been able to touch it. But now, I could grab it easily. What was I touching? What was I holding? Some fragment of useless rationality was still within me, asking me these stupid questions. I was holding the thing. It was going to slice her apart. Oh, delusions. Made manifest by rebooting. A twisted blade that weighed nothing at all. When I swung the T-sword, it was more than close enough to hit her. Oh, look at that face. She had already turned around and raised the T-sword up from below. Why did she have a sword too? I didn't know. Well, in this post-chaos had world, it seems almost everyone is a gigalomaniac. It makes me think that maybe Noah 2 or the white light or the earthquake triggered something in people. But before I could think about it, I brought up my weapon with all my strength. Jagger blocked it without making a sound. No, that wasn't right. My T-sword stopped before she could block it. Right before it would hit her.
どうした?
Her voice. I heard a voice I'd never heard before. I saw a look I'd never seen before. Okay, I'm getting more and more the feeling that she is Miriam Savasandri herself. I couldn't move. She hadn't done anything to me. There was no mind control. I was the one in control, but my hands had stopped, as if they'd struck an invisible wall. Why? Why?
来ないのか?
Why couldn't I move? Why wouldn't my arms, my legs? My feelings caught up to me. My reason came back, and my heart finally started to scream.
嘘だ。
Why would Zerka do this?
絶対に嘘だ。
A pounding headache I'd forgotten came back, and I fell to my knees. My head felt like it was going to split. I grabbed it with both hands. At some point, my D-sword had disappeared. The will that I tried to strike Zerika with was already gone. I took my nails in and closed my eyes. I could feel the veins in my forehead with my hands. I felt something sticky on my knees. And I smelled a mild perfume. It was the same as before, when my little sister had been killed and ripped apart. It was the blood of someone who was every bit as important to me as my little sister, Rusunono. Who had done this? Who had come at her with a blade and cold eyes?
違う、だから己じゃないって言ってるだろ。
I tried to use my rage to drive it all away, but I couldn't. I heard a wordless voice. If only both Takeru and Crusoe could delude themselves to think that Crusoe was okay. Maybe then she could be healed. I forced my eyes to open. Erika was already gone. I looked around with blurry eyes, but there was no light from the D-sword, and no sign of her at all. I crawled over to Crusoe.
クルス、
She was crying. Big tears fell silently from her unlit eyes. Her chest was stained red, and each time she breathed, more blood came out.
クルス、
I pushed my hands up against her wounds. It was the first time in my life that I had touched a girl's chest. It was so soft. But the dark, sticky liquid kept pouring out and staining my hands red.
誰か。
I don't know what to do at a time like this. How can I save her? She was going to suffocate. As she started to cough, I put my hand behind her head and quickly turned it to the side. Blood poured forward from her mouth and fell onto the ground. Are you just going to rub it in? Are you game? I tried my best to hold the wound closed. Okay? How was this okay? She was bleeding so much. She was in so much pain.
だからダメだ、喋るなって。
Ursa's face twisted, and she started to cry again, and... She suddenly grabbed the hand that was on her chest. Her grip was so weak. In that moment, I felt an indescribable chill in my heart.
なんだよ、もっと強く掴んでくれよ。
Be stronger. It's like you're going to die. Her breathing was getting so shallow that she couldn't speak, but she tried to grab my hand and bring it next to her head.
ダメだ、傷を押さえてないと。
But it looked like she shook her head just a little, and then she slowly brought my hand to her face, put it to her lips. Red from my fingers clung to her purple lips and shone like beautiful claws.
嫌だ。
The sensation on my fingers was soft, but terribly cold. And then I knew. Yeah. She was going to die after all.
そんなのダメだ。絶対にダメだ。ダメだ。
Her hand moved away from mine and fell to the ground.
のの。
The name fell from my lips. Why does this has to be the first time? Did you call her by her first name? After all that time? It was the first time I'd said it in half a year.
おい。のの。
It was the name of my big sister. Damn. It always protected me.
起きろよ。のの。
I lifted her up, held her tightly in my arms. She didn't move at all.
なんでだよ。こんなのあれかよ。なあ、のの。
I called her name again and again, knowing that from now on, she would never answer me. At some point, night had passed, and it was November 4th, the last of the return of the New Generation Madness murders. That occurred right before my eyes.
たった今、警察から異例の発表がありました。実名による未成年の指名手配です。発表によりますと、警察は本日11月4日午前0時30分、現在東京都渋谷区で起こっている一連の猟奇事件の重要参考人として、私立碧峰学園3年宮代拓君を全国に指名手配しました。繰り返しお伝えします。
What? Okay, what the fuck? So, this was the revenge plot. To make Takuru suffer, just killing everyone close to him. Making him despair as much as possible and then just blaming him for all the crimes.